missions are important. And a lot of us are doing this work because we want to work for organizations and assist organizations that are doing great work, but it don't want to do that. We do not want to do that at the expense of your own peace of mind. Welcome to Grant CEO, the podcast for experienced grant writers ready to stop doing all the work and start leading like CEOs. I'm your host, DeaRonda Harrison, founder and CEO at June 1st Firm and creator of the 5P Grant CEO framework. Each week, we dive into the shifts in power, position, pull, pricing, and people that will help you build a business that hasn't created another job for you. Ready to step back and trust your team to deliver? I sure hope so. Go from grant writer to grant CEO. Let's get into it. Hello and welcome. Today's topic is when mission isn't enough. When you're ready to renew a client's contract, the obvious answer is like, yeah, let's renew. But what if you want to go through a checklist and do some reflection and to see if it makes sense to continue? So when mission isn't enough, how to evaluate client renewals like a grant CEO. And I think what often comes up is the first thing people say is the mission. I'm so connected to the mission. I love the work. But you want to navigate the guilt of wanting the boundaries while serving missions that you care about. So, I don't think too many nonprofits don't have amazing missions. And of course, we are one person. We are one organization. Even if we have a team, we cannot serve every great mission. So you want to think about it beyond that and really use a checklist if you want to continue working with a client, if it makes sense. So again, many grant consultants renew clients based on emotion, mission alignment, like they're connected to the mission, or they don't have anybody else to help them. So feeling of guilt instead of strategy. In today's episode, I really wanted to talk about how to make renewal decisions like a CEO, continuing to work with clients using clarity, confidence, and business logic. So why you must separate mission from business. So you want to acknowledge, yes, the work is important. The missions are meaningful, but your emotional connection cannot cloud business judgment. Loving their mission, and if they're not a good client for you, you want to make sure that you reflect on that. The real questions you should ask, let's talk about those. Can I actually get them results? So if you're feeling like, yeah, we've worked together, but they're really not quite grant ready and I couldn't really determine that or wasn't able to determine that, or I may have seen the red flags when we started to work together, but you've noticed that they're really not grant ready, but you've been trying to do all the things to get them some grants. Think about that. Ask yourself honestly, do you believe that you can get them results? Even if they want to continue to work with you, have they implemented past recommendations that you've provided? Being honest with yourself again, are they really grant ready or are they still too early? If you're not doing any formal grant readiness programming, I know there's some consultants who specialize in grant readiness, but if you are jumping in, getting clients, starting to apply for grants immediately for clients, are they grant ready or are they still a little too early? Again, if you're not offering that grant readiness, if you're not positioning that as a service, are they a fit for grants? So you want to make sure that you're not evaluating their worth. You're evaluating fit and readiness. If you can't get them results, or you've just been able to minimally get them results, a renewal may be a misalignment on both sides. And sometimes you have to, acknowledge that and just be comfortable with not taking a potential client's money. You want to stand on that because that will open up opportunities for you for a good fit client. Really, another question to think about, are they actually my ideal client? Does this client match your niche? Do they value your expertise, the feedback that you're providing for them? Are they being able to implement that? Do they communicate to you effectively? Are they responding to emails? Are they joining the meetings? Are they coming on time? Are they canceling? Do they meet deadlines that you set for them outside of just a grant deadline when you need a file or financial attachment or their board list, or if you need a specific project budget for a grant ask that you may not have a budget for, are you able to get that in a timely manner? Do they respect your scope of work? Are they asking you to do things outside of scope? Do they respect boundaries? Again, if you remove the emotion and only looked at the facts, not loving their mission, would you choose them today? Another question is thinking about pricing, profitability, and your own peace of mind. I think that's the most important thing is peace of mind. If you were being honest with yourself, would you say you're charging them the right amount? If you increase your price to the level that you actually feel comfortable with, would you feel differently about working with them? Could you hire support at that rate? Could you hire support at your current rate? And if you were to increase your pricing, what would that rate need to look like? Can this client sustain the kind of business that you're trying to build? So as you're growing your client work and even bringing on additional clients, will they be able to be on the level of the type of ideal clients that you want to work with? Will they take up most of your time at a lower rate versus working with an ideal client who takes up, the proper amount of time at a higher rate? So think about what that looks like working with them plus other ideal clients. If raising your rates make you feel more peaceful, makes you feel like this is what I should be charging them, I could bring in a great grant writer to assist, then you were undercharging. So think about what that will look like. If you cannot hire help at your current rate, then you are undercharging. The math just doesn't make sense. There's no way you could bring someone else in at the current rate. Then think about adjusting your pricing, increasing your pricing. If you resent the work, that kind of goes without saying, but I did want to mention if you resent the work, if it just doesn't feel good, if it's not aligned, if you feel like you may have implemented in your scope of work a number of grants and you just are going after a number to please the client, it could be some misalignment. So the focus of this episode is renewal contracts, but it also applies to potential clients in general. Is taking on new contracts. So really think these things in mind. Again, taking emotions out of the wonderful mission and thinking clearly about the work. And the reason why you hear me say taking emotions out of the mission, not thinking about the mission as being great work, we know that, and that goes without saying. That comes up a lot for a lot of people that I've talked to, just side conversations, talking with other grant professionals, talking to coaching clients. Always hear, I love the work. I love the mission. I'm so connected to the work and I'm really connected to the mission. Or they just have a wonderful mission. That's why you'll hear me say, like, removing that out of the equation for determining working with clients and thinking about these steps that I've shared. I think the bottom line is your pricing tells you whether this relationship is sustainable. So really think about that. So again, go through your renewal checklist. Go through this checklist if you want to potentially work with a new client. If it makes sense to work with a new client, think about, can I get them results? Think about, are they truly my ideal client? Think about, are they grant ready, or is it still too early if you're not providing like grant readiness services? Think about, does the pricing reflect my value and capacity? Think about, could I hire support and still make a profit? If this is a renewal contract, today, right now, where you are, when you're listening to this, would you choose this client again today? And if the answer is yes, absolutely, they're wonderful, you've been able to get them results, it's a simple no-brainer to move forward. But if you really are pausing on that question, it doesn't feel good, it doesn't feel aligned, when you ask yourself, would you choose this client again today? Then think about this checklist. So really reframing, really think about when mission isn't enough. Again, missions are great. Missions are important. And a lot of us are doing this work because we want to work for organizations and assist organizations that are doing great work, but it don't want to do that. We do not want to do that at the expense of your own peace of mind. So really think about this, how to evaluate your renewals like a grant CEO so that you can lead as a CEO. You can lead from a place of expertise. You can get your clients results, ideally get them results. That's the goal. They're hiring you to get them grants. And you want to make sure that it's a good fit, it's aligned, and you feel good about it. So some of my favorite clients, they're doing the work. I'm excited about our meetings. I don't dread them. I'm excited to hear about a new program that they're offering. I'm excited about a new grant opportunity we're getting ready to apply for. And putting together a compelling proposal for them on behalf of their organization. Those are the clients that you want to keep in forefront in your mind, where you get excited about doing this work. So feel free to message me on LinkedIn. Send me a message, DeaRonda Harrison. I'd love to hear about what you think about this episode. Is any of this resonates with you? Will you be able to implement any of these things immediately? If you're like, I'm currently at a contract renewal and I went through your checklist, share that with me. I'd love to know. I'd love to hear more. So look forward to talking to you again, and I'll see you in the next episode. Bye-bye. Thanks for listening to Grant CEO. Please take a moment to write down your Grant CEO move of the week. One action that will move your business forward in either power, position, pull, pricing, or people. And if what you desire is mentorship and support, visit our website at grantceo.com. There you can also learn more about the program. Keep leading, keep growing, and remember, your expertise deserves to be valued. I'll see you in the next episode.